Welcome to Mongolian Made Easy, the podcast that teaches you how to speak Mongolian in a fun and effective way. I'm Aku, your host and guide for this learning journey. I'm so happy you're here with me today. In this episode, we'll learn how to get around in Mongolia, asking for directions, suggestions, and requests. So let's get started. There's a very simple but super effective sentence structure that I'm going to share with you today, but you can use it and tailor it to your needs and circumstances like a pro with a bit of practice. And as we move forward with our journey, you'll notice that to speak another language fluently, you'll need to think of the words and sentences like Lego pieces. It's fun and colorful. There's a lot of potential to create beautiful things, but also we're always aware that doing it well is an art. That was a little segue note that I want you to keep in your back burner. But don't worry, today we only need to work with two pieces. The first piece is fill in the blank. The second piece is ending phrase. So let's start with the ending phrase. I have prepared 6 common phrases. So these ending phrases are asking phrases, and it always goes at the end of the sentence. So use it however you need to. So first one, beno, beno. So beno means is there, are there, is there any available? So this is one of the most basic question marks that you can add at the end of your sentence to make it a question. The second one, haan байдаг юм бол. Haan байдаг юм бол. So haan means where. Байдаг means it is, it exists, but also does it have. And the whole sentence, haan байдаг юм бол, means where is, but the yum bol at the end doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it adds that very polite tone to it. So it almost kind of sounds like, I wonder where is, and then you fill it up with the rest of the sentence. And the third one is hanas олох ve. Hanas олох ve. So han is again where, but it has the suffix to add a pointer, like where, right? That pointer where. And then olahwe is to find. So the sentence means, where do I find? Where do I find? So hanas olahwe. The fourth one is han berawe. Han berawe. So we're familiar with han now, and bera is another version of ben or beno with a slightly different suffix, and it altogether it means where is such and such at. So hana sotlachve or han berawe, the last two of the ending phrases that I gave you, they're very similar to each other. It's basically saying the same thing, but in two different ways. So han berawe is where is blank at. The fifth one is zarat ugoch. Zarat ugoch. So zarat has a suffix to it also. It has suffix to like a person, but we'll talk about it later. But for now, zarat, the root verb means either to point at something with your fingers or to teach something. So point and teach is a two different thing, but kind of similar if you think about it. Like teachers use pointers when they're teaching something. So in Mongolian, it's a one word that means those two different things. So when you say "Zaratuguch," it means please point me to, or it means please teach me. So the sixth one, but not the least, is Hilid Uguch. Hilid Uguch. And hilich also has the suffix to it, but the root verb means hilich, which means tell like say, tell. So "Hiled oguch" means please tell me. And you notice that oguch um, probably means please, like asking word, but also like in English, please is more like the generic term for making polite request. But oguch in Mongolian also has the polite tone if you say it in a polite pronunciation. But the root verb of oguch, which is uguch, uguch means give. So uguch has the suffix to please give me something. So that's the literal meaning of uguch, but also when you help someone, you're giving something to people, right? So that's the kind of the language interpretation is kind of happening. Because when you help someone, you're helping them by giving information, help, something. So oguch in Mongolian has that meaning. So you can say, please tell me by hilit oguch. So those are the second ending phrase piece that you can attach to your sentences for your needs. So let's look at the first piece of the puzzle, which is fill in the blank. So, like the name suggests, this is what you're looking for or things that you're needing help with, and it's based on your situation. So I came up with few categories, but obviously, if you need something now, we just need to find the word using the dictionaries. So the first category that I thought of was general pointers. This is something that you need in a hurry, that you're just running and you needed something, but you wanted to ask it in a generic term, or actually you forget the exact word to describe what you're looking for. So this is pretty helpful to ask something in generic terms. And also keep in mind these following words of these general pointers have these suffixes that serve as a pointer. So you'll be hearing a lot of eeg, which is the Mongolian suffix of like pointing something. So in general, the word it is kind of interesting word in English, right? Like we kind of use it a lot, but it doesn't mean anything, but it kind of means something. So similar case for the word for it in Mongolian. The word is un, but not necessarily use it just as is. Very rarely, unless it's like paired with another word or have a suffix itself. So with the suffix, it's unig. So it kind of goes hand in hand as a direct translation of it, or it can mean this. But there's another word for this, which is in. So when you point at something, you can say in. So this is an item that's directly in front of you, very nearby, right? That's what we use for this. But when you're asking fill in the blank, you need to add the suffix as well. So it'll be turned into inig. So now we pointed at something nearby. What about something a little bit over there? So we say that, right, in English? So that word, punny, that word would be tid. But again, added with suffix would be tirig. And when we put the two pieces together, for example, tirig hanas Allah ve, for example, or tirig hilid ogoch. So you see what I mean? I can just give you the word without the suffix, but when you really fill in the blank, you need the suffix, and that's why I'm constantly talking about the suffix. So when you put the two pieces together, you need the suffix on the fill in the blank to make the word correctly transformed to be used in the sentence. So moving on, the next generic pointer is these, right? So these would be itnig, And they're like the these word can be just referring to non-living items, right? Or we can add this word people, these people, and now you're pointing at people, right? So these as an item would be itnik, itnik, but these as in people would be itnarik, itnarik. So it is the original root noun that we're using. Now that it's pointing to people, it's using the separate word nar. And nar is like this. The main meaning of this word is son, but this word is also used as a separate suffix to a word to make the nouns plural. And because add in the pointer, the nar gets the suffix. So itnarik, these people. So what about you want to say those people, right? Like people who are standing far away. So you're saying like, yeah, those people, right? So in English, like you already noticed, there's difference these and those. So same. Instead of itnarik, it would be just adding t, titnarik, titnarik. So that's how you would say those people. And another side note is that just like when we say, oh, those things, that item, that person, so in, tir, can have the another word attached on the back, just like it is in English, like that item. So when we say that, we say tir. An item is yom in Mongolian, so that item could be used for the fill in the blank. So it'll be tir yom ik, tir yom ik. So notice this fix as well, tir yom ik. Or if you want to say that thing, you can say tir zuilig, tir zuilig, tir zuilig. Or that person would be tir hun, tir hunig, tir hunig. So for example, if you wanted to say, where can I find that item? You can say tir yomig hanas олох вэ. Tir yomig hanas олох вэ. So the next category I have is places. So the reason why I call it places is there's a generic word in Mongolian to say place. It's called 가tsir, 가tsir. And as you learn other Mongolian words, you'll notice that we say, oh, that place that sells nice gifts, that place that sells shoes. Sometimes people describe things like that, more like focusing on what they offer. So, for example, like even interestingly, the toilet is called a place that people relieve themselves. So literally in Mongolian, it's called bi zasah katsir. And katsir means place. Bi zasah means relieving yourself. And bi is body, zasah means fixing it, but bi zasah together as a phrase means relieving yourself. So the literal translation is a place that you relieve yourself, but it's like the generic term to call toilet. So you can say bi zasah katsir. What about you're looking for a place that sells nice gifts? So you could say гоё бэлэг зардаг газар. So гоё means nice, бэлэг means gift, gifts, or in plural, and then зардаг means sells, and then газар is place. The place that sells nice gifts. Or you could say the place that sells shoes. So it would be гутал зардаг газар. гутал зардаг газар. So гутал is shoes, зардаг again is sells, газар means place. Or, interestingly also, there's a word for restaurant that we say restaurant, or sometimes the more Mongolian way to say restaurant is хоолны газар. хоолны газар. Literally it means place of food. So interesting, right? But it means restaurant. Sometimes people use it more for like a more common day-to-day, you go and get your lunch kind of place, and then more fancy places, restaurant. But you'll kind of notice the difference as you talk with the native speakers more. So the next category is other directly pointer nouns. So for example, shop. Shop means dilgur in Mongolian. Dilgur. Or library. Library would be nominsang. Nominsang. And nom is a book. Ing is the something that has books. And then sang is like the bank or foundation of something. So nominsang would be like a bank of books, right? AKA library. Or gas station would be Chatong Tuegur. Chatong Tuegur. Chatong is gas, and Tuegur is something that something that you get a disposal of. So a gas station is something that you get gas. So Chatong Tuegur. And bank would be bank, pretty easy. Restaurant would be restaurant, pretty easy. And some sort of walking park would be hurelin. And if you're looking for a playground, it would be toglaming talbe. So toglam means game or play, and then talbe means ground. So it kind of have that like literal playground. Toglaming talbe. Again, ing is the almost like the term for of. So it's like a ground of play, games, playground. So the last noun I have for you is zal, and it means hall or court or even gym court. So zal have very holistic name for a big open space, but indoors. So now that I've given you the fill in the blanks and then ending phrases, let's listen to some of the example words that you can put together. So for example, if you want to say, where can I find this? You would say, Inig hanas olох ve. Inig hanas olох ve. If you want to say, where do they sell nice gifts? You can say, Гой бэлэг зардаг газар хаана байдаг вэ? Гой бэлэг зардаг газар хаана байдаг вэ? If you want to say, is there any close shops nearby? So a new word would be nearby. In Mongolian would be орхон. So you would say, орхон дэлгүүр байна уу? Орхон дэлгүүр байна уу? If you're looking for the toilet, where's the toilet? You could say, би засах газар хаана байгаа вэ? Or you could say, like, please point me to a nice restaurant with good food. You could say, амттай хоолтой хоолны газар заагаад өгөөч. Амттай хоолтой хоолны газар zaagat өгөөч. So amtтай means delicious. Хоолтой means have food, so have delicious food. Хоолны газар is the restaurant, and zaagat өгөөч is please point me to. Or you can say your partner, your friend, or your parents, teach me a new word, right? So you can say надад шинэ үг заагаад өгөөч. Надад шинэ үг заагаад өгөөч. Or you could say, if you're looking for a phone number of something, you could say, can you tell me the phone number, right? So you can say, утасны дугаар хэлээд өгөөч. Утасны дугаар хэлээд өгөөч. Утасны means the phone of the phone, right? Утас means phone. Дугаар is number. Хэлээд өгөөч means please tell me. So утасны дугаар хэлээд өгөөч. And don't worry if you didn't catch some of it. The summary of every episode are on my podcast note website. So please check it out, and I'm regularly updating the website to bring other helpful tips and links to aid your learning journey. And thank you for all the feedback on my previous episodes. I will continue to incorporate your feedback and improve this podcast to be the most effective and fun way to learn Mongolian. So please keep them coming. And if you find this podcast helpful, please share with your friends and family and colleagues. And this podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, Audible, YouTube, and M+ app. So see you in the next one. Bye.